Not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it. Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power football can positively change.
Welcome back to the Hazley Crawford Stadium as action continues in the 2025 CFU Under-14 Challenge Series Girls. Next up, a Tier 1 Group B encounter between the host country, Trinidad and Tobago, and Aruba. This one promises to be an exciting affair as these two teams kick off their campaigns in this year's competition. The 2025 CFU Under-14 Challenge Series is made possible via the host federation, the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, and of course, at all of the venues being used, the internet is powered by Flow. Don't forget, the CFU Under-14 Challenge Series is a collaboration between the regional body and FIFA, collaborating via this series, which is designed as a developmental tournament for players, referees, and coordinators. This year's edition includes capacity building workshops, female athlete health education, and a research survey. More than a competition, the Challenge Series is developing athletes, administrators, and communities, as well as enhancing the tournament experience. As the teams take to the pitch, the Trinidad and Tobago team, the home team, one of two TNT teams in this competition. They are sporting the traditional scarlet red of the host nation, while it's Aruba in that sky blue kit. The other Trinidad and Tobago team featured, of course, is the high performance unit. Earlier today, however, they started their competition with a heavy defeat to the Dominican Republic. That match was played at the Larry Gobe Stadium in the 2 p.m. kickoff. But here now is a chance for the other Trinidad and Tobago team to earn some redemption. As we see there just a short while ago, it's an emotional moment clearly for the captain of this team, Anya Virgil. She's already in tears ahead of kickoff. That's what it means to these young players representing their country, some of them for the very first time at the international level. So there you have it, the national anthems of both nations about to kick off in this one in Group B of Tier 1 of the Under 14 Challenge Series girls. Trinidad and Tobago, the host nation, taking on Aruba. We're just moments away from kickoff now, as the home team does battle in front of an ever-increasing partisan crowd. Of course, Aruba also enjoying a decent turnout of supporters so far here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. And as such, they are also expecting to give a good showing of themselves here in Port of Spain. The TNT team in this encounter, coached by Kevin McGreskin, with his assistant coach, Afia Matthias, a former Trinidad and Tobago senior international. The team manager is Karel Percy, and the goalkeeping coach, Rashawn Mars. The officials for this one, as they take the toss with the players. The referee is Janishka Caban. Assistant referee 1, Yvette Santiago. And assistant referee 2, Angelica Vasquez. The fourth official is Raisa Osoria. Let's have a look at how they'll line up for this encounter. Let's start off with Trinidad and Tobago. Number 1 in goal, Akila Marisho. In defense, number 4, the captain, Anya Virgil, alongside number 3, Taylor Thompson, number 5, Taylin Calderon, and number 2, Ruby Roberts. In midfield, number 6, Zara Chase, number 13, Shemaya Toussaint, and number 8, Azizi Clark. And in a 3-person attack, number 7, out wide on the right, Kayla O'Neill. On the left, Anya London, number 19, and in the center forward position, number 9, Gloria Henry. For the Arubans in goal, Tyann Raphael. Number 4, Aliyah Harms. Number 3, Daniela Leerdam. Number 13, Maya Jansen. And number 5, Ariana Vanderlinde. Number 6, Vani Lear. Number 7, Leandra Angela. Number 8, Denise Maduro. Number 18, Natuishka Kwadama. And number 10, Kaylee Flitt. And up front, Anastasia De Palm. That's how they'll line up for this one. Trinidad and Tobago getting ready to kick off versus Aruba. And there we have it. Trinidad and Tobago in red tops, black shorts will attack from right to left. The Arubans in blue will go from left to right. Here they are on the ball now with their Kaylee Flitt. She's well defended. At TNT, bring it away now. Throw into Aruba along that far side as the dark shadows continue to stretch along the surface of the Hazley Crawford Stadium as the sun sets just to the west of us into the Gulf of Paria. Aruba now. This is a giveaway. Quickly onto it for TNT. Gloria Henry. She races away now. Henry will try the shot from way outside. And it's an easy save for Tyann Raphael. But she almost gives it right back to TNT. Kayla O'Neill does the dirty work now to recover. Aruba. This one is played into flight. TNT coming forward. Battling to get on the end of it now. This is Anya London. She's squeezed out of possession. Forces a throw in. So Aruba now trying to mount their first attack of this first half. Coming forward in numbers now. This ball is played into the run by Flight. She was looking ahead of her for Maduro, the captain. This will be a throw-in for Aruba. Lining up the shot, still alive, and it's just kissing the upright. That shot by Leandra Angela, but it's out of play. Let's have another look at it. Actually, the player that time was Anastasia De Palm. Just flicking off the upright and kept out. This is Virgil under that one for TNT. Here they come now. This is a foul. The player being hustled and harassed. Here now is London on the turn. London, can she keep it in? She just can't. Falling over in the process. London again just unable to keep that one in play as she tried to release Henry. Referee Caban in charge of proceedings. Throw into Aruba. Aruba now sliding from side to side. And then trying to launch forward. Some work here for TNT goalkeeper Marisho, Akila Marisho. She's competent enough. Launches this one forward. Henry could be interested. She gets there now. Shuffles it out to Shemaya Tuse, but it's cleared away again. And Aruba could be trying to sneak in here, but good work by Taylor Calderon. Now TNT spring forward along that right side. This is O'Neill, but running out of options and space. It's only going to be a throw-in. Calderon. Ahead of us, Azizi Clark. Nice turn. Calderon again. Picks up possession now, but just can't keep it in. Calderon, daughter of a former Trinidad and Tobago youth product, Shane Calderon, aka the German. Here now comes Aruba. That's a foul committed by Shemaya Tuse. As the Arubans flood forward now. Azizi Clark stands on it, allowing her TNT teammates to organize themselves defensively. Free kick Aruba. TNT holding a very high line. It's floated over the top, but this should be easy pickings for Marisho as the local support roars in approval. TNT again now. This is good stuff by Azizi Clark trying to spread play. This is a terrible mistake. Gloria Henry is onto it in a flash. Gloria Henry for Trinidad and Tobago, ladies and gentlemen. The opening item pouncing on the defensive error like a bullet and then putting it between the legs of Tyann Raphael in goal for Aruba. And Trinidad and Tobago has the early lead with the goal in the 8th minute scored by Gloria Henry. After the defensive mix-up, her first touch was perfection. Her second, even better, to score the opening goal here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. And already the local support buzzing here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, having witnessed an individual goal of the highest order scored by number 9 Gloria Henry. But here comes Aruba now, unable to sort themselves out, and then they gifted possession. And again, so TNT still just not quite as composed as they'd want to be in bringing that ball out of defense. But here they are now, they win it. This is London. London has support. Uses one of those options in Ruby Roberts. Here she is again now, Roberts. And that ball just flicks off of her own head for a throw-in on this near side for Aruba. Here they come again, trying to get onto the front foot, Trinidad and Tobago. Forced back momentarily. This is Roberts trying to screen it out of play. But the tenacity of Flight wins back possession for Aruba. This is a good ball. It's over the head of Calderon and a shot coming in. Marisho with the initial save. And then her defense right on cue, helping her carry that away. Taylor Thompson alert to the danger and coming to the aid of her goalkeeper. Should have been a routine save. She spilled it somewhat, but Thompson was alert and in attendance. Corner kick now to Aruba. It's going to be swung in by their captain, Maduro. However, referee Caban will pull it back and have some words with the Aruba number 9, Anastasia De Palm. She pleads her innocence in it all as she's picking up position now just on the toes of Marisho. Swung in by Maduro. This is a good-looking ball. It's flashing all the way across goal and then unable to direct it on target was Flight for Aruba. Or rather, that was Leardam. And so it's going to be goal kick to TNT. Taken short. This is the captain, Virgil. She gives away possession, and Aruba trying to bring it the other way, but Calderon is there. Half cleared. TNT now pick up possession. This is Azizi Clark. Wiggles free of 2 markers and then hits this one forward. Henry loves to chase them. TNT force another throw-in. Taken quickly by Henry. Calderon is beaten, but ball just runs out of play. for a throw into Aruba. Bit of a mix-up for TNT. This is Zara Chase. Shuffles it around to Thompson. Thompson almost caught in possession. And Aruba still trying to keep it alive now. Calderon. Good exchange of 1-2 passes by Aruba. And this is going to be an easy save for Marisho. She takes the opportunity to just run a bit of seconds off the clock and then thumps this one forward toward Henry. Henry's beneath it. Here now is TNT's Toussaint. Thompson. Thompson now. London ahead of her. This is good skill. Bullish work by Thompson, and then it's just punted forward. Calderon has a player approaching on the blind side. She has to be careful. She just only half clears it straight to the palm. And Marisho is going to gobble those up all day long. Urging her team forward now, the TNT custodian. This one is punted out toward Kayla O'Neill. Settles beneath it, but Aruba first to the challenge. And now this ball is out toward Roberts to London now. London cuts inside. She wants room to spray this pass and just can't find it. And now here's Chase. ZZ Clark for TNT and Chase now. Chase will step into some space ahead of her. She has support on the right. Can't quite pick the pass, and now Aruba bring it forward. TNT win it back. Ruby Roberts. London ahead of her. London gets it now and looking the interception is Vanny Lear for Aruba. TNT throw in. Chase uses out. Aruba step forward. This is a ball over the top looking for Kudama, but she's offside. Spotted by the assistant on this near side, Yvette Santiago. So referee Chanishka Kaban very ably assisted by Santiago, and now TNT will come forward. This is Chase trying to split the defense. She does so. This is London. Can she get onto the end of it, London? She's using her shoulder in the challenge, and then it's just cleared away. Good work there by Aruba's Leerdam, Daniela Leerdam. And she scuttles it away for a TNT throw-in. Just in your picture, Afia Matthias, former Trinidad and Tobago senior women's international. She's the assistant coach in this team, which is coached by Kevin McGreskin. Another TNT giveaway before a strong challenge by Thompson. And they come forward now. This is Chase. Another strong run. Chase still going. Timely tackle. It's out to London, and she's spearing this ball into Henry. A good first touch. Henry is turning, and she's brought down. She's sided down at the edge of the area. Electrifying play by Gloria Henry. The goal scorer for TNT already in the 8th minute. That time, and she was causing a panic in that Aruban defense. A no-nonsense approach. And she was cut down just as she was perhaps thinking about pulling the trigger. And now, free kick to TNT. Captain Virgil steps in and dictates that Number 6, Zara Chase, will be in charge. From this sort of distance, it means that she is the dead ball specialist within the ranks. And there can be no doubt about it by Anya Virgil's intervention and sternness in really shooing her teammates away, allowing Chase to take control of this latest effort for TNT in the 18th minute. At the end of it, Maya Janssen has been shown a yellow card for Aruba for that challenge on Henry. So she has to be careful for the remainder. 3 in the wall. Can Chase squeeze this one under a lot of bodies ahead of her? 9 of them inclusive of the goalkeeper, and she's struck it straight into the arms of Tian Raphael for Aruba. But it did have some rasp behind it, that shot, some venom. This is Calderon now lumping this one forward for TNT. Henry is on the scene. And the Aruban player coming back from an offside position that time. Referee Caban sees the infringement now. Free kick to TNT. Azizi Clark to take. This one is forward toward Kayla O'Neill. Brings it under control nicely, but she's being forced backward. Has some space ahead of her now, trying to pick out the pass to O'Neill. And now here comes the Arubans, trying to steal a march on TNT that time. But this is London. Evades one tackle, evades another. She may have to evade a third. That's quite enough, but it's banged off of her and a throw-in for Aruba. So, good work that time by the Arubans, with Anya London building up a head of steam. Another throw in here to Aruba. TNT conceding the free kick. So just about 20 minutes gone in this first half between TNT and Aruba. Trinidad and Tobago in the lead with a goal scored by Gloria Henry in the 8th minute. Here she is again now, Henry, trying to turn on her defender, but it's only cleared as far as Anya London, who's also harassing the Aruban defense. And in the end, wins a throw-in, taken quickly. This is Ruby Roberts looking for Henry, but it's cut out by the Arubans, and this is lumped forward. Coming off of a line now is Marisho. She's in a bit of a mix-up with Calderon, but does just enough to smuggle it away from goal. TNT back in possession now. This is Chase. Back with Aruba. This is Vlight. And now half cleared. Azizi Clark. Chase steps in to make a challenge. This is Maduro for Aruba. And Maduro still going. They'll have to be careful here. TNT. And last this challenge. Still alive. And finally it's cleared away. Maduro is down. She's asking for a penalty, but referee Caban not moved. This is Henry. Gloria Henry now trying to link up with Kayla O'Neill. The Arubans bring it forward. Aruba trying to settle themselves now. This ball is through the legs of the attacker and with TNT's Thompson, who's fouled. And an apologetic handshake immediately comes from that's Flight for Aruba. Free kick TNT. Ruby Roberts in the 24th minute. Gets it up to Anya London. London has lots of support. Just can't quite get the ball from beneath her feet. This is Maduro. Gives it away to Calderon. She's a bit sloppy in possession. Calderon. And then just gives it right back to Aruba. We'll try to switch their point of attack. Maduro takes this one down nicely and pokes it through to Vlight. Vlight is on the wrong side of the TNT defense, but Thompson is doing good work in defending. And then again, just pumped forward to Henry. Henry gets it again now from the Arubans. She's trying to find some running room. Again, lumped forward toward her. And it's going to be allowed to run back to Raphael in goal for Aruba. So roughly 10 minutes remaining in the first half. This is a giveaway. TNT can fashion something here. It's with Tusa, but she's harassed out of it. Calderon keeping it alive. Henry will shift it onto her left foot and has a shot, but it's muffled. And back with Raphael. This is Flight. Just careless there in possession as it runs out of touch. As referee Caban signals the teams off to their respective benches for the cooling break. Well, at this time of day, it's hardly a cooling break, more so a drinks break, a refreshments break. At which point it's TNT leading Aruba 1-0. That goal scored in the 8th minute by Gloria Henry. So, more or less even Stevens in terms of possession and chances created. TNT holding a slight 1-0 advantage due to some individual brilliance. And the appreciative supporters of Trinidad and Tobago just applauding the stadium announcement of that goal scored by number 9, Gloria Henry. Just in the background, the Arubans more stern-faced as they trail Play just about to resume now with a throw-in for Team Trinidad and Tobago. Throw into Aruba now. TNT just hustle them out of it. Player coming across to put in a challenge was Shamaya Toussaint. And here she is again trying to get her foot in, and it's with Thompson now, and this is Toussaint on the turn, gets it forward, plays it forward to Anya London. Aruba a bit indecisive as to how to deal with this ball. It's shuffled back though to their goalkeeper Raphael, who calmly plays it back out wide to Leardom. And then unable to keep that one in play, resulting in another throw-in for TNT. Aruba being forced backward by Team Trinidad and Tobago, and this is London charging down the clearance for another throw in to the Arubans. Good going in this one so far. A good match for any neutral supporters, but I'll tell you what, hardly any neutrals here. It's predominantly Trinidad and Tobago, and they are also certainly enjoying themselves with proceedings so far. A decent turnout of Aruban supporters as well. And they are seeing their captain Maduro lose out to Shamaya Toussaint, who's charging forward for Team TNT and just not quite sure whether she wanted to thread a pass through to Henry or have a shot. And it's those moments that sometimes come back to haunt you, because I'll tell you what, it was opening up for Team TNT. Toussaint had support arriving on the right-hand side via Kayla O'Neill. And of course, just about 8 meters ahead of her was goal scorer Henry. In the end, she couldn't pick out either before the Arubans were able to play. But here they come again, though, Trinidad and Tobago. That's a scuffed clearance, but it gets as far as Vlight for Aruba, who's hustled out of possession by TNT's Zara Chase. And here's Chase. Chase on the go. She's forced backward. Still in possession, Chase. She's being hustled, but it's with Ruby Roberts now, and she just bangs it off of the player in front of her. Referee Caban now comes over and has a talking to with the Aruban defender that was harassing Chase. Not quite enough seen in there to award a free kick. Here's TNT again. Robbed of it is Azizi Clark, and this is a good-looking through ball. Marisho has made her mind up, but the offside flag goes up despite the very valiant attempts of TNT's captain Anya Virgil to keep it out, but it's not going to count, as offside is the ruling. Let's have another look at it. Can't quite see from that angle. But the player charging onto the end of it was Natuishka Kudama for Aruba. She did get a decisive touch ahead of Marisho, but the assistant referee's flag had already been raised for offside. So TNT spared that time and maintain that 1-0 advantage. Free kick now to be taken by Calderon. It's up toward Henry, but only just taken away from her before it's eventually cleared by Aruba. This is Thompson. Good stuff there by Toussaint. And now it's all the way back to TNT's Marisho. She's a confident young woman. This time distributes to Roberts. Roberts clears it now, but only as far as Maduro. Maduro is trying to force her way through. Cleared away by Thompson and then brought back again. This is Thompson. And another TNT giveaway. Some defending for the young ladies in red, white, and black to do. Still. And this is another offside decision in favor of TNT. Maduro was caught sleeping, napping that time. Or as we say locally, loafing. And rightfully so. The flag indicates her infringement. This is Toussaint for TNT. Good control. Gets it up toward Henry. Even better first touch. She's touching this one back to Chase. Chase is forced to give it away. And the Arubans come forward now. Coming in to make the challenge belatedly is Clark. Aruba on the charge. This is good work by Ruby Roberts. She covered about 30 meters to get back to make that challenge. Just about a minute left in normal time in this first half. Aruba beginning to find their feet somewhat after going behind in this one in the 8th minute. Can they find something that will give them parity before halftime? It might come here. This is Maduro. TNT will have to be careful. But she can't quite pick a pass. And it's cleared away now by Chase for TNT. This is London. It's pumped back in. The player onto it is DePalm, and again offside. So the Arubans able to get in and behind that TNT defense, but they have to watch their runs. On at least 5 occasions already in this first half, they've strayed beyond the deepest TNT defender. And they've certainly been found guilty on each occasion by the officiating team. 1 minute of additional time to be added at the end of this first half. And TNT see it off and head back into the locker rooms with that advantage. Aruba might have something to say about that. This is a ball from Maduro trying to pick a run. TNT just dogged in defending. Still alive though for Aruba. And eventually it's cleared away by Virgil, the captain for TNT. And then robbed of it are the Arubans by Chase. Chase is still going. She's a rugged character. And she's driving her team forward now. Anya Chase. Anya Chase is still going. And then she's just down by the arrival of Ariana Vanderlinde. And it's going to be a caution from a referee, Caban. Zara Chase was motoring along for TNT, driving her team forward before she was really just taken out of it by Vanderlinde. And referee Caban left with no choice but to distribute the caution. So already 2 yellow cards shown to Aruba. Maya Jansen would have been the first for a cold-blooded foul against TNT's Loria Henry just on the edge of the penalty area, just inside of the D. And now Ariana van der Linde for cutting down Zara Chase wide on this left-hand side. Free kick to TNT. This is Toussaint going to float this one in. It's dangerous. Raphael has to be watchful. And she collects. Just as referee command signals the end of first half proceedings. At the end of the first period, it's Trinidad and Tobago 1, Aruba 0. We'll take a break and come back with action in the second half of this affair in the 2025 CFU Under-14 Challenge Series Girls. It's Tier 1 Group B action, Trinidad and Tobago 1, Aruba 0.
Ready now. Ready now. Ready now. We'll kick it down. We'll lift the dream. Caribbean girls, they never give up. Kick it like a champion, girl, rise up. From the sunshine shows, we light it up. The dreams in our hearts and strength in our souls. We kick it like a champion. We run the world.
Simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power of football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do.
Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour. I'd leave the war.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Welcome back to the Hazley Crawford Stadium here for action in the 2025 CFU Under-14 Challenge Series Girls. Remember, this competition is brought to you courtesy of the host federation, the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, and of course the internet at all of our venues being powered by Flow. This competition, the CFU Challenge Series, is a collaboration with FIFA to expand the program. And of course, it is designed as a developmental tournament for players, referees, and coordinators. This year's edition includes capacity building workshops, female athlete health education, and a research survey. More than a competition, the Challenge Series is developing athletes, administrators, and communities, and enhancing tournament experience for all of those involved. We are getting ready for second half kickoff here between the home team, Trinidad and Tobago, and Aruba. Currently, as it stands, the hosts trying to stave off the visitors. A 1-0 lead that was established courtesy of an 8th-minute goal scored by TNT's Gloria Henry. TNT will make one substitution at the beginning of the period, or rather 2 substitutions. Just before we resume, 2 substitutions being made by Trinidad and Tobago. The player coming out, number 19, Anya London, and the player coming in, Tyara McKenna. And also coming in, number 17, Sidel McLawrence, at the expense of Kaylee O'Neill. One substitution also being made for Aruba. Coming in, Chloe Sen. Coming out, Ariana van der Linde. Of course, that would have been one of the players on a yellow card for an infraction in that first period. So Aruba will be trying to claw their way back into contention early in this second half. The earlier the better for them. Whereas Trinidad and Tobago, the host country, will be trying to advance themselves, but that was a good opportunity for Aruba. The ball just floated in and coming back off the upright. For the first time, really and truly, Nakila Marisho was beaten. All ends up in goal for Trinidad and Tobago. There was nothing she could do as that one floated over her head. Thank goodness the frame of the goal came to her aid to keep Trinidad and Tobago in the lead. The player with the shot looked to be Quidama. And now here comes Trinidad and Tobago with an opportunity to add to that lead, and it's Henry just squeezing her way through before she's brought down. 2 players remain down, Henry one of them, and Henry is back on her feet now. The Aruban player, though, feeling the brunt of that challenge, that coming together of players. So as it stands, Trinidad and Tobago maintaining that 1-goal advantage provided to them by Gloria Henry in the 8th minute. The player seemed to have been patched up. That looked like Aliyah Harms. As we look at that chance once again, it was flight actually for Aruba. Played it over the head of Marisho in goal. And here comes TNT again. Good skill that time by Azizi Clark, but she eventually lost out. And here they come again on the charges. Toussaint could break kindly for Henry. And just as she was getting onto the end of it, Raphael came and scooped it off of her toes. Rubens come forward again now. This is well defended by Virgil. The player just can't keep it in that time for Aruba. Throw into TNT. This is Calderon. Gets it up to Henry. Henry's trying to turn. Back with Calderon now. Back into Henry. Henry just can't quite bring it under her control to be able to turn and face that retreating Aruban defense. And now a throw in for TNT deep inside their own half. Calderon. Does well to get this up to Henry, who brings it back to Calderon. It's still alive for TNT. This is Chase. We know she likes to go on these driving runs, but Maduro is her equal, the Aruban captain. And now here's Toussaint. It's out wide for flight for Aruba, and she's trying to pick a pass to the palm, but it's well defended by TNT's Taylor Thompson. Aruba coming forward, getting the steal on Calderon that time was Kodama, and it resulted in a rash challenge by the TNT captain, who was coming across the cover for her defender, Virgil, resulting in a penalty being awarded by referee Caban. As we look again, in her defense, Virgil made a play at the ball and missed. There was no intention whatsoever to impede the progress of Kodama for Aruba. Referee Caban says penalty to Aruba. Marisho is bouncing along her goal line. The Palm is the player behind it for Aruba. As referee Caban gives one final instruction for players not to encroach. As we know the rules of the game these days, encroachment usually involves a retake. Marisho versus the Palm. Aruba to draw level with Trinidad and Tobago. The Palm, and she hits it straight into the palms of Marisho, who makes the save at the second attempt. Vindication for Virgil, who is on her knees, and the stands are absolutely rapturous following Trinidad and Tobago's escape. And they could turn it to something in the other end. Here's Henry trying to get in. It's still loose. It's still loose. It comes now to the TNT player, but there was a foul in the process. The Aruban defenders seem to be trying to usher it back to Raphael, who was a bit slow in coming forward. And it allowed Henry to cover ground as though she was Usain Bolt. She ran about 100 meters to get onto the end of that. As we look at this penalty one more time, a poorly taken spot kick by the Palm. Marisho didn't even have to guess. She stood tall, she stood firm, and she created the save. And then at the other end, just look at Henry go. All the while, looking over her shoulder was the Aliyah Harms for the Arubans. And she just tried to let it run all the way back to her goalkeeper, and Henry almost snuck one in. Similar, it would have been similar to the goal that she actually scored in the 8th minute. But for now, scores remain Trinidad and Tobago 1, Aruba 0. So that missed penalty in the 45th minute, will it come back to haunt Aruba? Only time will tell. Just about 10 minutes gone in this second half. And Team TNT come forward again. This is Henry. She's a busybody, is she? Trying to leave that one off for the substitute McKenna. And then a shot coming in. Saved by Raphael. Still another chance with the ball just bouncing around the Aruban defense. They can't quite deal with it. Nor can they deal with the pace and power of this TNT team that is causing them problems at every single turn. This now is Clark. She gives it away. Chase tries to make a tackle, and this is Virgil. Could be dangerous. She's dealing with this quite composed in the end, Virgil, to get it away to Ruby Roberts. Roberts brings it forward now, runs into problems, and Aruba tried to make something of it, but it's cut out by Virgil, and then she's making a rash challenge. Another falls for Maduro, and then eventually to restore some order, some measure of calm for TNT is Thompson, Taylor Thompson. Here's Maduro again. She's really been in the wars for Aruba before TNT eventually get it away. Henry wins possession. Gives this one into Toussaint. Toussaint has runners ahead, but she's trying to make space of her own before she's brought down by the retreating Aruban player that time. Flight. And referee Caban has no choice but to stop play for free kick to Trinidad and Tobago. So 10 minutes already played in this period. Trinidad and Tobago in search of more. Here goes Henry again, putting on the Jets. She's harassing, hustling. Eventually, it's Aruba ball with a throw in on this near side. Cut out now by Azizi Clark. She's playing it forward to substitute Sadell McLaren, who's brought down, earning a free kick for her team. So this latest free kick for Trinidad and Tobago, won by substitute Sadell McLaren, who came on at the very start of this period. In the meantime, Players take the opportunity to regroup. As you look at it again, McLaren's getting in between the two Aruban players. And she was brought down. She'll need some treatment as she seems to be in despair. As the stretcher has been ordered on for the substitute. Aruba makes a substitution. Meanwhile, the player who missed the penalty, the palm, is taken off. The player coming in. Jentel van Katz. Meanwhile, the player McLawrence is still down and in some degree of pain, it seems, as she's stretchered off now ahead of the free kick for Trinidad and Tobago. Doesn't look too promising for the continuation of her game. Remember, she was a second half substitute. She came on at the start of the period and only managed about 12 minutes or so before going down with this injury. But she's won her team a free kick from which they could very well take a 2-0 advantage. If Henry can come up with the goods that she did in the 8th minute to give them the 1-goal lead in the first place. Gloria Henry versus a 3-pronged Aruban wall, as referee Caban has a word with the TNT player in the mix there. Seems to be Toussaint, Shemaya Toussaint. Henry, does she go for goal? Not much to aim at, so one would imagine she will go for goal, and it's cut out just at the corner of the 6-yard area by Aliyah Harms. Again, Henry sized that one up. She tried to sneak it in at the near post, but Harms was alert to the danger. Cleared it away from the goal. Henry now to take this free kick, this corner kick. Only 4 TNT red shirts. This is quite a lot more blue shirts. And they're trying to keep it up in the opposition territory, TNT. They do so well. This is Henry, but she's only able to concede a throw-in, which Aruba will take quickly. Toussaint. Good skill. Good skill there by Leandra Angela to make space, but Aruba give it away again. Maduro. Maduro evades the challenge of Taylor Thompson, and then just straying into an offside position was Quidama. So substitution being confirmed by TNT. McLawrence is off injured, and in comes number 12, Sarah Rupchand. Here's Rupchand now. Nice first touch into Henry. Henry flicks this one on to Toussaint. Can she get it back, Henry? She does now. It's just ahead of her. She's shuffling it back to Rupchand. Rupchand able to hustle her way into a throw-in for TNT. And it's a good ball in by Rupchand. Looking for Tyara McKenna. She's hustled out of possession. And Aruba tried to bring it the other way. Taylor, though, for TNT. Rupchand again. Beaten to it. So she's still there with Rupchand. Still there, Rupchand. And earns another throw-in for TNT. This is Henry. They're in a hurry, Trinidad and Tobago. Henry back onto the end of it is screwing this one across. Aimed at McKenna, who gets there now. McKenna will go all the way back to Roberts. Ruby Roberts into Chase. Chase turning and finding, or trying to find Toussaint. Aruba will bring it forward now. This is Vlight. She can't keep it in play. This one is launched forward. Calderon is chasing back. Does well to get this one out to Roberts. Roberts was looking for Chase. They come forward again. This is Angela for Aruba. Does well. Gets it back. Angela flicks this one over the top for, is it Vlight? But Vlight just doesn't have the legs. I'll tell you what, she's been doing quite a lot of running all game long. That time, unable to make any meaningful contribution for her team. And so it's going to be a throw-in for Trinidad and Tobago. This is Ruby Roberts. It's only as far as Flight. Flight is holding off the challenge and gets it back to Maduro. TNT get it clear. Henry now. Toussaint. It's a physical battle. And it's just bubbling all over the place. Toussaint. And now it's with Henry, Trinidad and Tobago with some room ahead. Henry, she has a run of Rupchand, finds it now. She holds a run. She's onside Rupchand, but she's just outpaced. She's just unable to get there ahead of Ivana Mosquera for Aruba. Two more substitutions for TNT. Out is Roberts. In is number 16, Jasleen Waits. And also exiting is Gloria Henry. Number 9. As we take the refreshments break. It's been a interesting period of play so far. 20 minutes, just about 22 minutes played in this second period. The Trinidad and Tobago team maintaining that 1-goal advantage, thanks in no small part to a penalty save in the 45th minute by Trinidad and Tobago's Akila Marisho. That penalty missed by Anastasia De Palm of Aruba. And that has so far allowed Trinidad and Tobago to maintain the lead. Just a couple of minutes ago, TNT made 2 substitutions. Henry, the goal scorer, was replaced by Casey Reed, number 10. And Ruby Roberts, also replaced by number 16, Jasleen Waits. So they're not clear of danger just yet, Trinidad and Tobago. They do lead 1-0, but they certainly would need to find something more if they are to put this game away. Aruba still always there or thereabouts, as they are now with Vlight, but she's robbed of it by Taylor Thompson. Taylor Thompson is looking for the run of Reed now, the substitute. And it's pretty much like for like. The pace of Henry matched by Reed. Meanwhile, TNT able to earn a corner kick out of that passage. Doing the work was Tyara McKenna. Corner to be taken by Toussaint. Five TNT players. And 8 in blue shirts. So they outnumbered the home team, but this is a Thompson coming across to make a challenge. She does so effectively. Tries to play Roopchand in. She'll go again, Thompson, but she's nicely evaded by Angela. A nifty player is Angela, and this now is Reed. Casey Reed on the turn. Can't get around Mascara. Mascara, it's still in play. And then out of play, off of Reed. A chance here for Aruba. This is Maduro! What a goal out of the blue! Aruba against the run of play. And one had to say it was coming. Trinidad and Tobago began to leave some gaps in between the middle of the park and their defense. And that time outpaced with a ball over the top. And Maduro picks her spot to perfection to level scores in the 61st minute. Aruba 1, Trinidad and Tobago 1. So just as I thought, Trinidad and Tobago needed to find something else. Unable to do so, the Arubans always a threat. This time the free kick conceded. And it's going to be Maduro again. She's going to line up this one for sure. Marisho pulls the inch tape to line up her wall. She's screaming to them to move left, or rather right, to move to her right. And she's satisfied now. Maduro, the goal scorer for Aruba, 30 yards out, has a go. Marisho is watchful and completes the save. Dumps this one forward toward Reed. This is Angela for Aruba. It's well defended. Reed now. Reed on the turn. Casey Reed does nicely. to get that one to Chase, who just can't control it. And now it's dumped forward. Marisho will have to come. She's late in deciding, but her captain, Virgil, bails her out. Still alive for Aruba, though. To Kedwama. Marisho is beaten again! Out of nowhere! Aruba has the lead for the first time in this match. Team Trinidad and Tobago, they were living on the edge. Unable to clear the ball away. As we look at it one more time, Taylor Thompson was there. She overran it. It fell to Kedwama, and she just whacked it over the head of Marisho to give Aruba their first lead of the match. And like a chorus, the TNT supporters began to chant, TNT, we want a goal. Meanwhile, substitution made by Aruba. Kedwama is withdrawn. And the player coming in her stead, Eva Pedra. So they are up against it now, Trinidad and Tobago. Aruba, they are buoyed by that goal, or those two goals rather, and they're coming forward in droves. Trinidad and Tobago get it clear now. This is Toussaint. Toussaint will try to get the read going, but it's going to be easily collected by Raphael. And now they are storming forward, Aruba. This is Mosquera. Checks her run now, plays this one across. Flight! Charge down, still alive. Flight will have another crack at it. But it's going to be an easy save for Marisho. Not the most difficult of tasks she's had for the day. TNT now trying to come forward. This is McKenna. Tyara McKenna. She has Reed across the area for support. Toussaint. Toussaint gets this one into Reed. She takes it well. Reed, she's allowed to turn. Casey Reed has a shot. It's wide. So that was a good opportunity for TNT with time running out. Just about 4 minutes remaining on the clock. As we have another look at it. The ball played into Reed. She held it up nicely and was allowed to turn. She did have support had she seen Rupchand arriving on the right side of the 18-yard area. Opted instead for the shot. And it was wide of the mark. Here come the Arubans again. Mosquera, though, can't keep it in. Throw into TNT by Calderon. Azizi Clark, good skill. She's flashing this one in. It's going to be tricky for Raphael, but she deals with it comfortably enough. And now we'll send Aruba forward as they try to get more out of it. Combined defensive attempt brings TNT the other way now. This is Chase. Zara Chase with space ahead of her. Zara Chase still going, but it's eventually out of touch. So less than 3 minutes remaining. Can Trinidad and Tobago find an equalizer at least? They would have led in this game for most of it. "46 minutes or so. Trinidad and Tobago would have led. This is called a run. Gets it forward to Rupchan. That's a neat touch, but she's hustled by Mascara. Azizi Clark now for TNT. Azizi Clark will punt this one forward in the direction of Reed. Rupchan is also in the vicinity. Clark with a wild swing, but Reed is under it. Reed now gets it back to Chase. Chase just can't get it to her marker, her intended target. TNT with some defending to do now. Maduro is there. So too is the substitute, who gets it forward now for Aruba. Maduro in attendance. Eva Pedra was the player trying to get her going. 1 minute of normal time left for Trinidad and Tobago to try to rescue a point from this one. The Aruban defense, the Aruban dugout is tense. Can they hold out for what surely would be an upset win over the host country? Trinidad and Tobago coming forward now. It's Chase, but she loses out. But the Arubans doing themselves no favors by playing this one back toward their own goal. And it's now going to be a throw-in for TNT. Good work there by Rupchand. She gets it into Chase. But the referee, Caban, stops play to allow Aruba to make a substitution. The player coming out is the captain, the goal scorer, Denise Maduro. And coming in is number 17, Leila da Silva. 3 minutes is what is left of this one for Aruba to try to weather what surely will be a Trinidad and Tobago storm, or for TNT to try and find an equalizer. They'll have a throw-in. And Aruba will kick it anywhere at this juncture. Anywhere will do. Surely there'll be some glum TNT faces in the stands. And some elated Arubans, as we see they're hanging on literally on the edge of their seats. This is Clark for TNT, cleared away now by Chase. She'll have a second chance. Chase, will she be a bit more composed? This one is looking toward Reed. Reed will give chase. And it's cleared away emphatically by Aruba's Aliyah Harms. Seconds away from the result that nobody would have expected. But here now comes Trinidad and Tobago. This is Reed. Shuffles it back to Toussaint. It comes now to Rupchand. Rupchand to Chase. Chase moves into space, but she's quickly shut down. She needed to be a bit more decisive. Here's Trinidad and Tobago. This is Calderon. Plays it back out. And they're just pinballing now. Taylor Thompson rather. in a battle here against Pedra. Thompson comes out with it. And it's going to be a throw-in for Trinidad and Tobago, a last-ditched effort. Can the young woman in red, white, and black find what surely will be the heartbreaker? This one is thrown in, cleared away again by Harms. Another throw-in for TNT. McKenna. McKenna will try to get it into the area. Sure, no, she doesn't. Actually tries to pick out Toussaint. Toussaint tries to get it away. This is Virgil. And that is the final whistle of referee Caban. Maricho is spread out on the ground. The Trinidad and Tobago players are hunched onto their knees, some of them, as they let it slip late. They would have led for more than 40 minutes after they were given the lead by Gloria Henry in the 56th. But Aruba, they tried and huffed and puffed and eventually blew the door down with a goal in the 61st minute from their captain, Denise Maduro. And then just 3 minutes later came the winner from the boot of Natwishka Kwidama in the 64th minute. The goal that steals a point away from the hosts, Trinidad and Tobago. Final score here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Aruba 2, Trinidad and Tobago 1. Let's take you through the highlights. This is how things started with Aruba trying to get themselves on the score sheet. They had a really good opportunity to do so. 2 bites at the cherry for Anastasia Dapalm. That one kissing the upright. And then Trinidad and Tobago able to capitalize on the mistake of the defense, the Aruban defense, Ariana van der Linde with the miss, and Gloria Henry using that speed to good effect to get onto the end of it and slip it through the legs of Raphael in goal. They continue to try and search Aruba. That time Maduro attempting to get onto the end of it, unable to do so before the intervention of the TNT goalkeeper and her defense. Then Maduro played this one out, asking for Kwidama to get onto the end of it. She did, and she got a decisive touch past the advancing Maricho, but the assistant referee's flag was long raised for offside against the TNT player, and they survived. In the second half, Aruba came forward again, floating that one over Maricho, and again hitting the upright for the second time in the match. Trinidad and Tobago surviving another Aruban scare. They continued to press Aruba, did they? Kwidama causing all sorts of problems. Virgil, the TNT captain, guilty of committing the foul, and referee Caban pointing to the penalty spot for what would have been that goal had the player Depalm been able to beat Maricho. And then Trinidad and Tobago tried to find something that would have given them a bit of separation, as they felt as though Aruba kept themselves in this match. That time, though, Henry was guilty of committing a foul, and referee Caban pointed in favor of the Arubans. Then came the moment that Aruba was looking for, a ball over the top. Maduro giving chase. Maricho, she was in 2 minds of whether to come or stay, and in the end she was caught in what you call no man's land, and Maduro was able to just chip it over the TNT keeper. 3 minutes after that, unable to clear their lines, and the ball laid back on a platter to Kwidama, who was able to again beat Maricho for what turned out to be the game winner. Trinidad and Tobago didn't lie down and roll over, however. This was the attempt of Casey Reed trying to at least salvage a point. Unable to hit the target though. And in the end, that's how it finishes here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Trinidad and Tobago 1, Aruba with a come from behind victory, 2-1. Stand by for player of the match comments in a short bit. Trinidad and Tobago led 1-0 early in this one, but you guys stuck it out. You were able to bide your time, and eventually the goal to equalize arrives via you. Tell me what the halftime talk was like.
It was inspiration. We needed inspiration to keep going, and that I think that was the motive to us so we can get a goal.
It was a very physical game. Did you feel, though, that you always had a chance to get one back?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Hard work, always hard work.
Take us through that moment when the ball settled for you. Were you thinking about shooting?
Yes, of course. It was a very happy moment, and the first thing I was thinking about shooting.
How do you feel to be able to get the winner in the end, though, and cause an upset here in front of the Trinidad and Tobago crowd?
I was happy. We work hard for this, and we keep working hard to get to the finals.
So that's the ultimate goal, to get to the final?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
All right, congratulations, player of the tournament, Denise Maduro of Aruba. So there you have it. Action on day 2 here of the CFU Under-14 Challenge Series. Girls here from the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Closing things off, Aruba able to get the upset victory over Trinidad and Tobago, 2-1. Stay with us here on the CFU channels as we continue to bring you action from this competition. And we'll see you again on Sunday.
Simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do.
Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour.
I'd leave the war.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.